Here with Kat Duncan. I'm sorry, Kat, I've probably got your name wrong. Who is a lovely lady from Lower Hutt, and she's a facilitator with TIPS, and also has two lovely boys on the spectrum.
Yeah.
First of all, Kat, can I have your permission to use this as part of my portfolio?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Can you tell me, to start with, what is your role with TIPS for Autism?
Yeah, so I am a parent facilitator for TIPS for Autism, and I've only just been working with TIPS for this year, so I'm reasonably new to it. And so I have so far observed a course, co-facilitated 2 TIPS courses, and I've also this year participated in a TIPS for Autism course with my husband and team, working around my own child. So
that's
Harold? Been pretty cool. He's 8 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the wee fellow we were talking about yesterday who's so proud of his
Yes, he's very proud of his autism, yeah.
That's fantastic. Can you tell me, how does your perspective as a parent with children on the spectrum influence your work for TIPS?
Well, it hugely influences it, actually. So TIPS intentionally has a specialist facilitator and a parent facilitator. Lots of the parent facilitators are also specialists as well.
Yep.
But the reason they have the mix is they really want to be seeing lots of examples, real life, on the ground, in the home examples that are offered from the facilitators for the education, really, of the groups. So it's a key part of the TIPS philosophy, is drawing on examples, but particularly drawing on the examples and experiences of parents.
So how was that when you, sorry, this is diverging, how was that when you were doing it as with your husband around your wee fella? That would be quite different being a participant and being a facilitator.
Yeah, it was really interesting, actually. I mean, one of the main benefits around that, actually, though, was knowing what it's like to create the goals in your team from the perspective of the people who actually have to do the work. Because, again, in TIPS, we're really clear that the facilitators are not the experts on that particular child.
Right.
So the experts on that child are the people who live with the child and who are working with that child every single day. And so really our role is only to present quality evidence-based information about autism for the team to then create a plan for the child.
Yeah.
So it was quite cool going through that process myself of actually doing the planning, because that's something I otherwise wouldn't get a chance to do as a facilitator.
When I did a Survey Monkey, the thing that came through was having the parents on was so good, because it gave you such an ecological view.
Totally.
And the other thing, because I'm doing that as my EBP, that parents are seen as experts in that.
Totally.
Which makes sense, obviously.
Yeah. And one of the main benefits of TIPS is having that time with the classroom teacher and the parents. So I just so appreciated that. And our SENCO stayed for the whole 3 days as well.
Wow.
So that was amazing. Yeah.
Very good to school, because that's a bit of money for them to put into it.
It's a big commitment for them,
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell me how you see your role interacting with other members of the TIPS team around individual children when you're a facilitator?
Yeah, so our role as facilitators isn't really around individual children at all. So our role is only really to provide enough solid evidence-based information and ideas and strategies for the team to create a good solid plan. So our only interaction with the child is really around ensuring the teams are staying on task and have understood the task and are creating a quality plan that will form the basis of an IEP at the end. Yeah, so really our role is simply to help set up that process and then to help facilitate the teams, which we do with a very light touch. We don't want to take over. But we do want to help the teams to stay on track. So that's really our only relationship with the child, who's not even in the room.
Yeah, no, it was more with the team members.
Yes. So it is certainly around enabling them to create a good, solid quality plan. Yeah, and so we do check in with the teams as they're making their plans and writing them. We subtly come over. We try not to sit down at the table, because as soon as we come over, all participants then look to us.
Yeah.
And actually we're not the experts on that child. So we're trained to be really quite self-aware, and we're told very clearly what our role is and what our role is not. And our role is not to come up with a plan for the child. Our role is to ensure there's good collaboration in the team to ensure a good quality plan is emerging.
Yeah, because I worked simultaneously with 2 teams recently, and one team had a very strong experienced teacher,
Yeah.
and one team had a beginning teacher.
Yes. Yeah.
And the team with the experienced teacher had a parent who was really compliant,
Yeah.
and the team with the beginning teacher didn't.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult,
Yes.
and the facilitator worked quite hard to
Yeah, that's
try and
it.
bring it back.
Yeah. And they would attempt to do that in a very subtle
Yes, it was very good.
way.
Can you tell me about some of the enablers and barriers in facilitating your role that you can see?
So some of the enablers is it's quite a well-paid position. So for that reason, we're quite enthusiastic about what we're doing. So it's not just that we're passionate people, it's that actually this is a really, I guess, there's almost a bit of prestige attached to being a TIPS facilitator, even for the parents, which I think is really cool. They don't really see the specialists up here and the parents down here, and they're paid the same. And I think that
Gives you mana.
it reflects the emphasis of the TIPS program that values the quality of that parents bring to the table.
Yeah.
So I've really appreciated that. And
I know
because all my other work is voluntary, it's
Yeah.
like TIPS is the only thing that I have that really is
Values you enough to pay you.
an endorsement that actually means something within the professional community.
I know when you were talking yesterday, you'd mentioned the fact that if you said you were a tips provider, doors opened.
Yes. Yeah, people are far more likely to go, oh, okay, this person knows a little bit about something. Whereas
Yeah.
being in the community development sector or world, it's like, yeah, it's a little bit, there's a gap between that and professional practice, I suppose, even though I am doing these studies and working as a specialist teacher, really. But that aside, so I think that's an enabler. There's a lot of travel, that's a barrier. So we have TIPS facilitators.
How's that with your whānau?
Oh wow, it's fairly challenging. Yeah. So my husband is a lecturer and he lectures on a Tuesday night.
Right.
So TIPS is always Tuesday. We always leave on a Tuesday night till Friday. So that's a challenge.
Yeah.
And for the people who organise TIPS, they organise where people go. It's a real puzzle who's going where, because you might have really great facilitators in rural areas for whom it's harder to get them from A to B, and so often people in Wellington and Auckland are travelling to other places.
Yeah.
So I'll be facilitating 2 in Auckland this year, and I've done 1 in Fielding.
Right.
I've done an observation in Auckland as well. So it's
Yeah.
quite a lot of travel.
Yeah.
So that's a barrier, I suppose. I think another enabler is the fact that it's facilitated by a specialist and a parent.
Yeah.
Parents love that, and actually teachers love that as well. They actually love that too, and I think that's a real enabler.
I think it's such your strength, like you say, being able to have examples from real life.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another enabler. Another barrier,
and non-American examples
Yes.
is a good thing.
Yeah. Another barrier is the fact that it's 3 days. That's a big commitment for a
We're
school.
up to 8 minutes, so we'll have to wrap
Yeah.
up.
Cool.
Can you tell me the benefits of collaborating as a professional team?
Oh, I mean, you see the benefits and the quality of the plans that emerge.
Right.
And then for me as a TIPS facilitator, I mean, it's such an amazing opportunity to be hanging out with ed psychs, speech therapists, special education advisors, like people who know the business, and to be learning from them and sharing stories with them and stealing their examples is pretty amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to say thank you very much because we've got 20 seconds left on the screen.
Sweet as.
So thank you, and all the
Cool.
best for your own study too.
Yeah,
Cool. Thank
thanks.
you.